You ever have one of those mornings where you wake up, look outside, and think, yep, this is how I die? Not from some dramatic accident, mind you, but in a full-blown suburban war over snow shoveling. Yeah, I never thought my front walkway would turn into a battleground, but here I am. Name's Aaron Kirkland. And let me tell you, 3 years living in Meadowbrook Heights, Rochester, Minnesota, and I was blissfully ignorant until Sharon Piton decided she ran the universe. Now, when we first moved into the neighborhood, it seemed like something out of a catalog. Every house painted an acceptable shade of Midwestern neutral lawns trimmed just so, and the HOA only sent out emails if someone tried to paint their garage hot pink. I honestly thought, hey, as long as I don't start a go-kart track in the backyard, I'll be fine. But then cue the horror movie music, Sharon became HOA president. Sharon 52 with this ruler straight blonde bob and glasses on a chain like she's about to issue a declaration of war. She had this way of talking like she was chairing the board at Apple, and her poor husband Greg Sweet Guy just nodded along and looked at his shoes. It started in October. Sharon called an emergency HOA meeting. Her subject, neighborhood standards degradation. Sounds dramatic, right? I show up expecting, I don't know, gangs tagging the street, maybe a string of burglaries. Instead, I get 2 hours of Sharon's PowerPoint complete with laser pointer about grass being a half-inch too long. Should have known right then I was in for it. But the real fireworks came in January. Minnesota hit us with snowpocalypse after snowpocalypse. 3 blizzards in 2 weeks. I've got a corner lot, aka more sidewalk than the rest of my block combined. The city says you've got 24 hours after a snowfall to clear your walks. I play by the rules, always have. Up at 6 a.m., fire up the old snowblower. Yeah, it's loud. But so is living in a state where snow is basically a second language. So picture it still dark, bitter cold. I'm out there moving mountains of white misery. Suddenly, I spot Sharon, puffy purple coat face, redder than Rudolph's nose, marching across the street. I kill the engine, try for friendly. Good morning, Sharon. She jabs a finger at my snowblower like I'm holding a bazooka. There is nothing good about being woken up at 6 a.m. by that monstrosity. Monstrosity. I explain city rules, work schedule, it's January, what are you going to do? She just shakes her head. Not before 8 a.m. You're disturbing the peace. I'll bring this up at the next board meeting. And off she stomps. I laugh about it over coffee, but 2 weeks later a letter comes, official letterhead, certified mail, the works. The HOA under Sharon is banning all outdoor maintenance, including snow removal, before 8 o'clock a.m. on weekdays and not before 9 o'clock on weekends. I read it 3 times thinking there's no way. But no, it's real. There's even a fine schedule: first offense $100, second $250, third $500 plus legal action. Because apparently waking Sharon is a threat to the nation. I call Marcus my neighbor. He's a doctor, former board member. You get this, I ask. Yep. Sharon thinks quality of life is more important than practical concerns. City rules. Doesn't care. She's on a power trip, man. And if you ignore it, she'll fine you into oblivion. I could feel my blood pressure going up. My wife Jennifer finds me glaring at the letter. What now, she asks. Apparently we're at war with the HOA. She reads the letter and just says insane. But hey, you can't argue with crazy. You just have to out-crazy them. So I decide, fine, let's play by their rules. I'll clear my snow, but not a second before 8 a.m. That next storm, I park on the street, trudge through the snow, and leave the sidewalk untouched till after work. Sharon comes knocking at 8:15, demanding I clear it. I'll get to it after work, I say, still got 24 hours by city rules. She fumes. But 3 days later, it bites us all. School bus stops out front, usual spot, only now the sidewalk's an ice rink. Why? Because when you don't clear snow early, it melts, refreezes, and voila, Olympic luge track. Bus driver Dorothy won't let the kids off. Sharon comes out in her slippers. Parents gather, and it's a full-on scene. Sharon blames me. I calmly recite her own rules back to her, and Patricia, another neighbor, finally snaps. So you're telling me he can't clear the snow in the morning? That's insane. It's like the whole neighborhood suddenly wakes up. The next 2 weeks, chaos. More snow, more ice, more bus problems. Parents start turning on Sharon. She tries to fine me for creating a hazard, but the management company sides with me. I'm following all the rules. So what does Sharon do? She hires a snow removal service to clear my sidewalk bills. Me $250. I come home to a pristine walk, a bill in my mailbox, and my head about to explode. I call Marcus, can she do this? Apparently not. It's my property. So I do my homework. Find out she's way overstepped and send a certified letter to the board and the management company. Sharon fires back with another violation and a $500 fine. I get a lawyer, Rick Thompson, bald loves fighting HOAs. This is a slam dunk, he says. She can't enforce these rules, can't fine you for following city ordinance, and sure as hell can't hire contractors on your dime. We file suit. The board panics. Sharon melts down in meetings, but the board finally overrules her, settles, revokes the rule, pays my fees. Victory, right? Not so fast. I come home one afternoon to neighborhood destroyer spray painted across my garage, tires slashed. Police come, neighbors whisper, and a petition circulates to kick me out. Jennifer wants to move. But you know what? I'm not giving Sharon or people like her the satisfaction. We stay. A week later, settlement offer. They'll drop the fines, reimburse my costs, remove the rule. I insist they install security cameras at the bus stop just in case. Things quiet down, life goes back to normal. But then twist another vandalism attempt. This time the cops catch a suspect on camera. Red spray paint, distinctive purple and white sneakers. Turns out it's Sharon's own daughter, Kayla. When police dig deeper, they find text messages, Sharon telling Kayla, someone needs to make him understand he can't treat people this way. Not exactly a criminal mastermind, Sharon. Both are arrested. Sharon's removed as president. The story makes the news and the neighborhood erupts. Some people defend her, others call her a menace. Kayla confesses, gets probation and community service. Sharon fights, but the jury isn't buying it. She gets jail time, restitution, and the whole petty empire collapses. Greg, her husband, comes by one day, apologizes for not standing up to her, admits he let it go too far. Honestly, I felt bad for the guy. Neighborhood elects a new board, me. Marcus, Patricia, people who actually believe in reasonable rules. We clean house. The snowblower ban gone. Fines for normal homeowner stuff. Not a chance. We even consult a lawyer before taking action now, just in case another Sharon shows up. Funny thing, after all the drama, all the meetings, all the lawsuits, I get a letter from Sharon. Handwritten, no legalese, just honest regret. She admits she lost her way, hurt her family, hurt the neighborhood, became the thing she always hated. I don't know if I forgive her, but for the first time I understand her. Control is a funny thing. When you let it rule you, you lose sight of everything else. And that's the lesson I didn't see coming. Sometimes it's not about snow or HOAs or who's got the loudest snowblower. It's about what happens when people use rules to settle scores instead of help each other. About what happens when neighbors stop acting like neighbors and start acting like rivals. Power, even a little, can twist you up if you're not careful. The year after it all blew up, I was out shoveling at sunrise, nobody to stop me, nobody to find me, and Tom Reynolds, now the board president, jogs by and laughs. Boring is good, Aaron. That's how a neighborhood should be. And he's right. Sometimes victory is just getting your peace and quiet back. So what do you think? Where's the line between rules and reason? Between keeping order and letting power go to your head? Ever had a neighbor or an HOA cross that line with you? Drop your thoughts below, share your story, because let's be real. We've all had a Sharon on our street at some point, and maybe, just maybe, it's time we talked about it.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã xem video.